Hey there, this is Shim for Body and Mind. Today we're going to talk about after effects of meditation as a beginner. This is a very important topic to understand because if you don't understand after effects of meditation, it can lead to confusion, it can lead to misunderstanding, and also it can lead to negative pattern of thinking. So some of the topics I'm going to cover here today are starting to become aware of your thoughts on a minute level and lack of mastery in letting go of thoughts. We're also going to talk about starting to feel difference in the way you smell things, see things, feel things, lack of motivation, lack of pushing, watching your own movie and effects of watching your own movie, becoming antisocial, cutting down people. We're also going to talk about how to look at all of these things in a more positive way. So, starting to become aware of your thoughts on a minute level and lack of mastery in letting go of thoughts. Let's talk about it. So, we have millions of thoughts which come to us on day-to-day basis, but we hold on to those thoughts which bother us or which are exciting or which are very important to us. And then we keep hold on to those thoughts and then we move on to the next thought which is bothering us in the current situation, but we haven't let go of those thoughts which were bothering us before. We keep hold of them. For example, let's take a common example of relationship. Like you had a bad relationship with someone, any kind of relationship, and then you move on to your current situation. Now you haven't let go of those thoughts where you had that bad experience, and then you move on to the next thought, which is your current situation. Now what happens is the things that you kept hold on to will come back to you maybe in few days, maybe in few months, maybe in few years, because you haven't let go of that thought. You have kept that thought somewhere inside you. That's why it keep on coming back up sometime or the other. Now as you start to meditate, you become aware of your thoughts, and then you started to uh, think about those thoughts, but you haven't mastered yet how to let go those thoughts. That's why you'll be thinking that you have become more angry, you've become more serious, or you become more sad, or you become more happy because you started to become aware of your thoughts, but you haven't mastered how to let go those thoughts. So don't get confused or don't get panicked. You haven't mastered yet to let go your thought. So it's normal to get angry or get sad, and you see more of that as you meditate. Now let's talk about starting to sense and taste and feel things differently. You will start to sense the nature, you start to sense the food that you're eating, you start to sense the people around you. So as you meditate, you start to see things, but because you have been programmed all these years to do things in a certain manner, feel things in a certain manner, you cannot change at once. Because all these years you have been programmed in a certain way. So there's a slight change in the way you see things and feel things. Now let's talk about lack of motivation and how it will affect while you meditate. So there is lack of pushing and lack of motivation because as you meditate, you're calming down yourself, you're more relaxed, you're not pushing yourself a lot. So this will affect you in pushing yourself because you're sitting down and you're just relaxing yourself, trying to meditate. Now let's talk about watching your own movie and effects of watching your own movie. As you start to meditate, you start to watch your own movie, which means that you start to watch your own past. If you have a strong bad past or bad things which happened in your past, you're reliving that past, you're regenerating that past. So you can get into a negative mode of thinking because of your past. You're reliving the past. But you need to understand that you're trying to become aware of your thoughts and you're trying to let go the thoughts. You're starting to learn it, but you haven't mastered it yet. But once you master it, you can let go all of those thoughts. But initially, you're just reliving it and you're just starting to think about all those memories, which can lead to negative pattern of thinking, which can make you depressed, and because you won't understand. But you need to understand what's happening here. You are transforming yourself. You're becoming aware and you're letting go all of those thoughts. You are in a process of learning how to let go. So watching your own movie can affect in a negative way, but you need to understand what's happening. Now let's talk about being antisocial and cutting down people. As you start to meditate, you won't like to talk about mundane things or normal things. You would like to indulge in a conversation which is more related to psychology, more related to nature, or the way you think will be different, because you will start to sense energies in people. So you will start to think about, should I go to this events? Is it making any sense? So you'll start to think about cutting down people, being antisocial, but you'll still go to those events. You haven't been to that level where you're gonna cut down people or where you're gonna do things, because you have been programmed all these years to be in a certain way. You cannot change all of a sudden. From my experience, I started thinking about, should I talk to this person? Is it making sense? Is this person draining me, or is this person elevating me? So all this kind of questions used to arise in my mind, and then I used to think about, oh, is this social gathering useful for me, or is it not worth it? So you start to be antisocial. You start thinking about being antisocial, but you might not be antisocial at this moment when you start to meditate. Now let's start to see all these things in a positive frame of mind. Now you need to understand that you are transforming yourself. You have been programmed, as I said before, you have been programmed all this time to be in a certain way, and now you are becoming aware of your thoughts and you are trying to transform yourself in a different way. So there is nothing wrong with all these changes. These changes will happen, and you need to look at things in a positive frame of mind. So that's why it's important to understand after effects of meditation. So be aware of after effects of meditation. So the whole point of this video is to become aware of after effects of meditation, and understand that it can lead to confusion, it can lead to misunderstanding, and it can lead to negative pattern of thinking. But by becoming aware of it, you can avoid being misunderstood or being in a confused state of mind, and then it's going to help you. So become aware of after effects of meditation. Understand what after effects of meditation will look like. Okay, thank you. Peace.